This video is going to address how they did it. How did they launder vast, gargantuan sums of money for the biggest criminals in the world at the same time they were engaged in all kinds of subprime predatory mortgage lending? How did they launder trillions of dollars through the biggest banks in the world, JP Morgan Chase, Deutsche Bank, Danske Bank, Wachovia, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Zions Bank. Let's not forget Zions Bank of Temple Square there in Salt Lake City. Credit Suisse, however you want to say it. The owners of Select Portfolio Services. How is it that these big international corporations laundered all this money out of the same banks that they were funding all of these dirty little mortgages and financing all the law firms to engage in their dirty little foreclosures? You know, the 125% stated income, no verification, no down payment, high interest rates, subprime predatory mortgages, all out of the same banks at the very same time. Now, the Federal Reserve Police, the German authorities in Frankfurt, Germany, the Swiss police, the Italian police, the Scotland Yard, Australia's police, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency of the United States government, the Department of Justice, FBI, Criminal Investigation Network of Treasury, also known as FinCEN, HUD, FHFA, FHA, HUD, SEC, and a whole list of other state attorney generals and prosecutors and sheriff's offices and courtrooms. Federal and state courtrooms all over the United States need to understand something here. The very same banks in the very same space, the very same time frame, were laundering gargantuan amounts of dirty money through these bank accounts. How is it that you mix clean money and dirty money together and then launder it? This is the question to the United States Federal Reserve Police. This is a question to the German police in Frankfurt, Germany, to the Swiss authorities, and to every single internal auditor of all the big banks that have been caught laundering money. How is it that that money that's being laundered and all these great big mortgages are being funded at the same time? How do they fund all the mortgages and launder all the money out of the same banks in the same space and in the same time frame? Case number 2, semicolon 19-CV-005, Greenville, Tennessee, Eastern District, United States Courts, Greenville, Tennessee, 2, semicolon, CV-005. I want the judges of the United States Judiciary, and I want the FBI and Department of Justice and the FinCEN, along with the Federal Reserve Police and Germany's police and all the other prosecutors and investigators that are inside, that are embedded in these banks. I want them to explain to the judges in Greenville, Tennessee, how they separate the clean money from the dirty money when they're funding all these money laundering operations and when they're funding all these mortgage operations and all these funny, odd foreclosure actions. Where's the money coming from? Is it all commingled and mixed together and the dirty money's financing everything else? Is that how we're cleaning up the money, gentlemen? Now, there's a law firm. Let's see here. These guys are associated with Senator Howard Baker and Senator Tom Daschle, amongst a number of other high-profile law firms and politicians that are involved with this Baker and Donaldson. I want Baker and Donaldson to explain precisely how it is these big banks are laundering money at the same time they're funding all these funny little subprime high interest rate predatory mortgages. Who's funding those? And how's the bills? How are they paying the bills at these crooked, dirty banks? Who's paying all the bills for the lawyers? Where's the money coming from for all these lawyers? Where's the money coming from to run these banks' international money laundering operations? And folks, I think that's pretty fairly stated. This is a big crime scene. This is a gargantuan crime spree. And in fact, what the judges in Greenville, Tennessee have been informed is that this is the largest crime scene in human history. These financial crimes are off the charts, huge. And what's odd is the funding for all the mortgages at the same time they're laundering all this money. Again, what are they doing? Separating the dirty money from the clean money? And I think everybody knows the answer to that one. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody knows who I am. If you got feedback, send it below. You can send all the feedback you want to by sending a link below. And as always, hasta la vista. God bless. And you betcha we're coming back.